Greetings, engineers, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. I'm KatherineOfSky, and first of all, I would like to thank all of my amazing and wonderful patrons and supporters. Y'all just make my life possible, and I love you for it. Thank you so very much. I would also like to thank Gamera Game, who is the publisher of this game, for sponsoring this particular video. They wanted me to tell you about all of the cool new features, and the reason I took this sponsorship is because I love this game so much. And part of my contract, and I love the company for this, part of it is I am required to tell you my honest opinion. I always do that in all my videos, but I just wanted to let you know that that is actually part of the contract, that I need to say what I feel like saying. So we're gonna do that. The first feature I want to tell you about is the amazing new Mech Customization. I have to say, I kind of wish that it was more gamer friendly. This is for 3D artists. This is not for gamers, unless you happen to be both. So I just want to show you how this works. Let's just do the head. And I haven't gotten this to work. This, hopefully that will be patched, but this you can't select. You can only select a color palette on the individual pieces, which can be kind of annoying if you want to change everything at the same time. So yeah. But anyway, the armor customization thing, there are all of these pieces up here are the pieces that are showing. There's also other pieces, body frame, other frames that go around the pieces as well. I just want to show you something that is, let's do the body frame. That'll be a good one, because then we can just disable it if we want to. So anyway, let's go ahead and create custom armor, and we'll just select this piece, maybe that back piece there. Sure. Core 1. Sure. Let's do it. So what we get to do here is we can put shapes on here. Very tiny little shapes. This is how this works. I know it's not gamer friendly. What I wish is that there were like pre-made things that you can kind of like, wait, can I? Oh, I don't know how to delete something. Let's see, can I add block? Anyway, you get the point here, or you get the picture. And then we have curving methods here, X bending, X squeeze, Y squeeze, fan shaped is always fun. Let me just do the fan shaped. There we go. So you can see that stuff happens with stuff. Let's just do this, sure. And then we can move stuff around. You can move things like in a typical 3D program. Okay, here we'll do this. We'll have our chest plate sticking way out in front of us. We have a rack now. We can also rotate things on 3 axes as well, if we should desire to do so. But that's it. This is what we got. And then, of course, you can color it as well, I believe. I don't know how to select an individual. Oh, here, maybe it's here. Maybe it's this. No? I don't know. I don't know how to select individual pieces, but this is super, super complicated. I don't know why the devs decided to do this, because this is the kind of thing where you spend hours on a single piece of armor, and that's really, I don't know, I don't find that fun as a gamer. That to me is not fun. But anyway, so that's what we have here, and yeah, that's our custom part. Now then, there is a way to get back here. Okay, so this piece of armor is going to cost us 45 iron. You actually have to pay for this stuff. I know, it's crazy. But if you... we have no iron in the inventory right now. Let's go and get some. But let's go back to our mech. So it does save it over here. So what we have to do is... I don't recommend this. Transfer half of items from inventory. Do not do that, because this is a bank that does never let you withdraw. It's like one of those piggy banks that has a slot in the top, except instead of being made of ceramic that's breakable, it's made out of steel. So you can never get these things back out again. So I suggest that you transfer like exact amounts. Let's see, we need 45. So here's 40, here, 56, that's fine. Because otherwise you can't take it out again. So anyway, apply mecha design allows you to apply it. And there it is. All right, so There we go. And you can also save this as a blueprint. You know what I wish? There are 3D artists out there. I know that there are. What I wish is there were like some kind of in-game browser where people could upload their design, their blueprints, and you could choose from that. That's what I'm hoping that the devs will add, because there are people who create great stuff. And here are some designs from the devs. Oh wait, let me just show you what this looks like, because this will actually appear on your mech. See, we now have a cookie. We have a cookie. Hooray! Anyway. Let's see, armor customized. But if we want to take that off, that was the chest, I think, right? Anyway, you can make them appear and unappear. But there are things that have already been made for us, like this one, load. Yes, all of our changes will be lost. Look at what somebody made. Is this not gorgeous? I love the wings. I think they're amazing. Maybe I'll just steal the wings off there. I'll try to figure out like which exact pieces those are. Let's see, does it tell me? But look at how many different pieces there are. It's nuts. It is crazy. Oh, left wing. Okay, copy. Okay, disable all. So those are custom parts also. Okay, so this is the left wing, the upper portion anyway. You can also disable your entire mech. And it looks really funny. Let's see, if we do the disable thing and say apply mecha design. Oh, we can't. Oh, sad times. Let's see, can we revert? Reset to default. Yes, do that. Okay, we've lost our cookie, alas. I should have saved the blueprint because it was so brilliant. Anyway, you can do this, and you can walk around as a frame. Yo, headless frame. Here we go. Oh, no, actually, not a headless. We have a tiny antenna as a head. Isn't that cute? Aw. It's not very likable, but it's, it's something. And yes, you can fly around as well. It looks quite stupid, but it's fine. It's okay. All right, so there we go. There we go. So that's the mecha design for you. It's quite interesting, as you see. Let's see, reset to default. Yeah, there we go. I like that you have the default. Anyway, I hope that they fix these color things, because like I showed you before, they do not, like when you click on them, this instantly brings the color palette up, and these, it just deletes the color palette. So anyway, oh, I should show you, I'll show you these too. Let me show you these. So there's this one that has been made as well. That has amazing wings. Look at that. That's fabulous. And then, let's see. This, no, go back. This is one of the parts that I find a little bit confusing, is the whole, like, how do you get out of this menu? Like, where is that? Fold, no, that doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Remove armor, delete. And then here's the other one. Yep, load, there we go. So this is another one that we have available to us as presets. So there we are, nice. But I am going to revert or reset to default. No cookie, alas. I'm not going to redo that. But there we go. So apply. Yes, good. And we're back to normal. Hooray! All right, so there we are. Now, just to reiterate, I would really, really love to see an in-game browser for creator designs. Maybe even something where the creator gets to see how many people like it or how many times it's been downloaded, so they can kind of get that like little mental pleasure of like, hey, I created something awesome and people are using it. That would be awesome, just to have something to like see other people's work and just choose it like a fashion plate catalog kind of thing. And the other thing I would love to have is kind of a middle ground. The current way of mecha design is so super fine-tuned, and it's especially good for 3D artists, but I think most people aren't 3D artists. And I'd love to have some like pre-made pieces, like, you know, like several kinds of shoulder armor or several kinds of wings that you can kind of just mix and mash, bash together, and create your own custom mecha with pre-made pieces. Maybe you have like different styles, like you have the fine 3D artist one that we currently have, and then there's a different one where you can just use pre-made pieces from like a mini catalog or something. I would love to see that added to the game. And these are just ideas, and hopefully the developers will listen and provide these cool things for us. Now, Gamera Game has organized a very, very special contest for the Dyson Sphere Program first anniversary. Now this is using the new Mech Customization tool, and I'm going to tell you all the rules that are listed. It's probably kind of tiny on the screen, so I'm just going to read it out for you. So you need to submit a screenshot of a Mech Customization where you have designed your own version of Icarus. You can submit 1 to 3 screenshots for each design. Now you need to upload them to one of the following communities. You can use Discord, the Mecha Contest channel, Reddit, r/Dyson Sphere Program, or Twitter, hashtag DSP Mecha Contest. Now the dates run from January 22nd until February 12th. The prize is so generous. Holy fuzzy cats. The devs will choose 5 of their favorite designs. The author of the selected design will receive a Steam gift card valued at $500. You can buy a lot of games for $500. That is so awesome. Wow, thank you so much for that contest. This is great. So the rules are, you need to use the in-game Mecha Customization function to design the appearance for your Icarus and take screenshots. You must be the author of that design. No plagiarism. So don't copy other people's stuff. So for each design, you can submit 1 to 3 screenshots of various angles. Also, one thing I think I read here that you do not have to actually build it, as in you don't have to have all the materials to put it on in the world. You just have to take it within the Mecha design screen. So for each design, yes, you can submit 1 to 3 screenshots of various angles. No Photoshop or other post-processing. Only you can do ID watermarking. You know, you can put your name on the picture to prevent other people from stealing it or whatever. So let's see. The screenshot design will be accepted from January 22nd to February 12th. And you can submit multiple kinds of designs, but you can only receive 1 award. But I have to say that's really, really generous. And I hope that everybody who is inclined spend some time and create an awesome, awesome design. So if you haven't played Dyson Sphere Program in a while, you might not be aware of one of the updates that came in the last major content update, which is the blueprint system. It's pretty exciting. So you can either click the button on the toolbar, or you can press O, and you now have a blueprint library. Now this library goes, it's separate from your save file. It basically looks at the files in your Documents, Dyson Sphere Program, Blueprint folder, where each of these blueprints is stored as a text file. And yes, that means you can share them with other people, just send them the text file or whatever. The blueprint system is pretty advanced. I really like it. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Now this is my painting factory, which so far at this current level of my factory can only process green paint. We haven't researched the blue yet, but I still want to be able to share it with people because I know people enjoy doing that. So the first step to creating a good blueprint, by the way, is to trim off anything unnecessary. So like these belts here, these are not needed, and we're just going to be horrible and delete those things. And you can even trim off any belts past the inserters. Or the sorters, I don't think people will mind that, just so long as it looks a little bit neat and tidy. Okay, and this is also for yourself, so you don't waste all of these extra belts on the side there. So now, the way to start building a blueprint is press Control-C, like you're going to copy something, and you go into this blueprint mode, which is super, super slick way of like viewing the world. I love this because you can also check out the rest of the world this way too. And it's also really good for like, if you just press A or D, you go along the meridians perfectly. No need to correct for any mouse up-down movement if you're aligning belts or something. So we're in this Control-C mode. All you need to do is click on a square and then click on another square to define the area of your blueprint. So this is what we want to do. We have at the top here the options. So this is the blueprint save path. We're just going to call this, this is going to be like the file name. So we're just going to call this Painting Factory. Okay, and I'm going to copy this. Copy thumbnail text. This is what's going to appear in the blueprint menu as what this is. So you can say Painting Factory. Now the icon legend, This numbering system at first was like, what the heck is this? But it's not the number of icons necessarily. So 1, 1 means one icon, the first variation. So 1, 2 is still one icon, but the second variation of this type. Then we have 2, 1. Okay, so that's first variation, and 2, 2 is this variation. You get a big one and a small one. 2, 3 is this way. 2, 4. And 2, 5. So you have all these variations. So for painting, what I want to do is, so this is 3, 1. I kind of like that layout. 3, 2 would be like this. 3, 3. 3, 4. I think the most appropriate for this would be 3, 1. So what I would do here is I'm going to put in the yellow, the green, and then once I update this blueprint, I might put in the blue paint, because right now we don't have blue paint, so it's not going to do anything. So blueprint description, you might say painting factory for yellow and blue and green paint. Green, yes, green paint. Okay, so then we're gonna say you can copy the share code. Now that gives you the text file just in text format, so you could copy to like Discord to share to people. Just it's a text thing. It's not the actual file. So what we have at the bottom, we're gonna save blueprint. And there it is, Painting Factory. This is the one I saved earlier in my game that I'm playing on YouTube. So check that out if you haven't yet. It's a Let's Play series. But anyway, we have our Painting Factory, and here you can also change the icons if you want. The one thing that I would love to see that Factorio has, and this doesn't have yet, I'm hoping the devs will add this, is something like a button to redefine blueprint. As in, I want to use the same description, the same icons and everything, but I want to redo the blueprint. So a redefine button here, and then I can just select on the ground what I want to redefine this as. Factorio has that, and it's super, super nice because then you don't have to fill in all of these text things again. But it's really, really cool. So there we have that. The other option here, we can go back to here. You can also use now if you want to paste it somewhere else. I find this really good. Oh, whoops, Control C. So I find this really good for something like, let's copy this thing, this long line, use now, and then I can just paste it along the ground like this if I want to. And sometimes that's easier than having to fly upward, drag, fly, drag, fly. And then it appears like this. This is how it goes. One of the things that there are some limitations to this system, like you can't connect these. You have to manually go back and connect them. And I'm hoping that that changes over time because it can be a bit annoying. The other thing, so for example, if I try to do a control copy of these two and I want to align them perfectly, so use now, I align it perfectly like this. Oh, actually, wow, that worked. Okay, normally that doesn't work. I don't know why, but like if you try to go over belts, like let me try to get this to fail again. This is so silly. Okay, let's try it here. Control copy. Okay, I'm gonna copy these two machines. Let's see, copy, use now. No, it's like, nope, won't do it. Nope, collide with other object. I would love to see, not necessarily a look and see if it's the same. I just want to see an override, as in I can press shift, or maybe I press here and there's an override button so that no matter what's in the red, it will place whatever is in the green. I also would like to see it connect the belts as well, because it won't do that. So like here, yeah, you can do, let's see if we can connect these belts in any way. I don't think so. I don't think we can. Let's see, use now. Let's see if we can do that. Nope, you saw that I put it over the other one, but it doesn't connect them anyway. So anyway, I'd love to see an override button for that. I know a lot of people have been asking about that. Lots of people talking in my Discord about it. So that's one of the things that you can do and cannot do, as the case may be. You can press O to open the blueprints, as we said before, and then just use something from here. You kind of double click it to use it. Like here's our solar print. One of the things you have to be aware of is meridians. So like if I get, let's see, if I get this painting factory and I try to put it, let's find an open-ish space. Okay, so it'll show as blue even if it can't fit because there's water. You know, obviously if it's on water, you have to fix the water either with foundation or put it somewhere else. You cannot do stuff if it crosses a major meridian, which is these yellow lines here. And those yellow lines are marked. This is basically, you can see the meridian is where the grid spaces change alignment. And that's really important in this game. I'm sure you've noticed that. Obviously it's much more frequent at the top where, you know, there's less surface area. So you would have to like sneak these in quite significantly here. But that's just another thing that just be aware of, because obviously you can't mash stuff together quite that way when you have the squares disappearing because of lack of space. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this tiny tutorial on the blueprint system and will use it responsibly and enjoy all of the blueprints you can make. Another feature I want to show you is one called the Proliferator, and I highly recommend you rush this as soon as possible. It's only 200 blue cubes, but what this is a machine that you put on your belt tracks called a spray coater. And this thing uses a consumable called the Proliferator. Now these are in Mark 1, 2, and 3 varieties, and each of the stronger versions gives you more extra products, speed up, and energy consumption of your machines. So basically you can choose extra product or production speed up, and then you pay an energy cost for the sprayed products. So instead of like in Factorio, there's beacons. And I like the speed of beacons, but I don't like how they make every assembly look the same. I think they're quite boring. So I really love Dyson Sphere's solution to that. And instead of affecting the buildings, this affects the actual products. Now, the Mark 1, usually I don't even bother with the speed up. I guess that might be good on like some high-end techs that like take forever to craft. But in most cases, you're just going to want the extra products. The Mark 1 is made with one piece of coal, and that creates 12 charges. So it says like one container. That container, when entered into the spray coater, actually creates 12 charges. So it's very, very cheap to make your products, like make more of stuff. Really good on things like science. Now the Mark 2, look at the difference there. We have this has 24 times the sprays, 20% of extra products, but also 70% energy consumption. Be careful when you're using these things on high energy buildings. You could completely bork your power, or alternatively, and I love this part of the solution, you can use your Dyson Sphere power, because we have so much energy in this game. I love to see a sink for that. Now the Mark 3 version is here. We get 60 sprays per container, which is fantastic. As you see, it uses 2 of the previous spray and then an extra material. And those extra materials are always based on coal or carbon. Like the second one to make the Proliferator Mark II is a diamond, and here we have the carbon nanotubes. So this one gives you 25% extra products. You get 100% speed up, or 100% speed up, and then 150 times plus 150% power. Not 150 times, but 150% power usage, which can cripple you on like massive machines. So be careful where you use these. You can also spray sprays, which is very amusing. This is a level 2 spray setup, by the way. We start off with coal here, and that is going into these. I almost never use the sprays on my pure raw products like iron or coal or copper ores, but I do use them on the level 2 products. So here you can see I have the diamonds being made, and I'm also spraying them. So a spray thing kind of looks like this. If you're to put one onto an item, it's located in the production menu. And here it is. You slide it over. You don't have to discontinue the belt. You don't have to erase the belt like with a splitter. You just slide it over the top. You can just like literally put it over there. The weird thing, I think there is a weird thing about these guys. Let me just find a like level 1 belt. Hello. Yeah, okay. So we'll just go over here and use this belt over here. So the crossbar is on the 2nd level. You can see that the tree go away. Sorry about these trees. Okay, so it's on the second level to get that spray in there. So you kind of go past it. You don't connect through it. That's what I first thought, but you go past it like this. However, that also means that the next one, you can grab this one, put it on the belt below. Oh, it's a little bit, okay, so sometimes the belt is a bit short, so you want to pull that back up and then just sneak it right in there. And it goes right over the top of it. Isn't that great? I think I love it. I think it's great. I like the UI of this thing. And what's happening in my factory now is, and this is the cool part. So if you have level 1, you send it on the thing. And once you get level 2, you just kind of continue the chain on and send that one on to the world. And what it ends up doing is you end up having this like trail of paint all over your entire landscape. And it's kind of great. Like here, I'm trying to spray the raw materials going to these different machines. And then here I have a mass spray over here. Some of them are obviously haven't been used much. So they're still using the yellow spray paint. And that's just because we haven't, I just recently switched to the greens, but it will fill them up as they go along. And note, like if you have them in series like this, it will fill up the first thing first, and then it'll fill up the second fully, then third, then fourth. It doesn't like skip and let other ones get them. So make sure you fill up your spray paint things first before starting production. And as you see, the items get little arrows on them. They're like little YouTube play buttons. And you can see that on the yellow ones, we have one arrow indicating the first bonus, the 11 or 12.5%. On the green ones, on the green paint, they have green. They have or 2 yellow arrows. You can actually pick up these items, so I'll pick up a couple of these, and if we look in our inventory, you can see what we have here. So we have level 1 energetic graphite, and then this one, this one is, okay, so, and it also remembers, you saw that go from 1 to 2 arrows. It actually, if you split them up, it does actually remember what's in each pile, which I find kind of interesting. Let's see, is it here? Where is the one arrow? Where did it go? Hello? Oh, there it is. It's right there. So this one has 1 arrow, but all of these have 2 arrows. So it does actually remember how much is where and what, which is really impressive that it does that. So machines, what they will do, you need to have all components of the machine sprayed. And to get the highest level of bonus, they have to be both at the same level, or else it'll use the lower version. If you have one element sprayed, you get no bonus at all, 0. So you have to have both of them sprayed to get that bonus. Now, this is where you can choose extra products or production speed up. That is a little toggle that you just, use this way. Very easy. Like I said, mostly prefer extra products for almost everything. When you get to level 2 items, you can actually spray these belts. But once you get here, you only get the production speed up. You do not get the chance for extra components. And I think that's kind of good. You can't get, too many like multiplications on the same material. So that's kind of a checks and balances system, which I think is really good for this. But I feel like this is going to change the way people build factories. It certainly changed the way I build mine. Having to spray all of the, the early products like, the iron plates and copper plates, and then spraying the other stuff like the green chips and the gears and the magnetic rings and stuff like that to make sure that all of it is ready for production. Now note that you do not get that bonus if you handcraft stuff. So what I've done is I've created a little handcrafting machine here. So if it's not obviously not handcrafting, but if I want to make something, say, I have no idea what I want to make here. I don't know what I have materials for, but let's just pretend here. So this is a thing that if I put materials in here that are not sprayed, let's see, like, oh yeah, iron bars, we actually need that. So it's going to output, we have the sprayer is going to spray them. It goes back into here. This thing takes the materials and then makes this thing, and it makes sure everything is sprayed, or makes sure we get that crafting bonus, because like I said, if you craft it by hand, you don't get the bonus, and it just makes the things. And this is really handy because we're getting 12.5% more items. And the first thing I used this on, guess what, was making spray painters, because that's a really important thing. Now, if you're looking to craft these, I was really lucky. When I started, I found a lot of silicon on the rocks. So if you hand mine the rocks, like if we go over here, you may even have forgotten how to do this. You right click them, shift click to do more, but occasionally you'll get silicon or titanium in this case. And that's how I made my first few. I was able to make 9 of them, and I put them on my most precious things in order to craft stuff. One of those precious things is science. Science is extremely expensive, so I highly recommend that you spray science as your very first craft that you spray. So here you can see I have my spray painters on science here. I actually need to add another one for yellow. Yellow isn't done yet at this point in this game. But yeah, this is what you want to go for. You want to spray the science cubes. You can see the little buttons or play buttons on the science cubes, and those go into our labs and they create extra science. You can also spray your fuel stuff, right, like the energetic graphite, and that does give you more energy. If you press G, you can go back to the spray coder and proliferator, and it does tell you how this stuff behaves, like, you know, what happens with the fuel or whatever. That information is also on the individual item thing. So here it says, if all the raw materials in this recipe have proliferator paint, the effective production speed up can be obtained. Oh, maybe so that might be speeding of... No, but I could have sworn in this thing it said extra energy. Did it? I think it did. General fuel, more energy can be produced. Okay, so they're probably talking about other, like in higher level components and stuff like that. But you can see, if you kind of mouse over them, you can see if it has extra product or production speed up. It will tell you as you mouse over. So it's pretty handy, this whole guide. So I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to spray painting and enjoy giving your stuff coatings of paint, or maybe extra rust resistant paint or whatever. All right, so now I want to show you three actually awesome brand new technologies, and one of them is uniquely suited to lava planets. This is going to change the way you think about your energy on lava planets because it is such a powerful option. We have a machine called the Geothermal Power Station, which is a pretty early tech thing that you can get. Where is it? Let's see. It is right here, geothermal extraction. It's only blue and red science, so you don't even need yellow for this. And let's look at the recipe for this as well, so you can see what it's composed of. Okay, you make this out of steel, copper, flashy pink things, and electromagnetic ringy thingies, blue engines, basically blue engines, super magnetic rings, that's what they're called. I always keep forgetting the name of that. And the other thing is the photon combiner. Hello, my cat. Well, Emma says hi, by the way. She's trying to get my attention in various ways. She's been very meowy. So the cool thing about this, you'll see a number, click to build geothermal 129%. This number varies based on where you take it. Now I was looking at this and I thought, well, okay, so in the middle of this lava is going to be the hottest area. That is not necessarily true, because in the middle we have 114. Now, the highest number, kind of looking around here, I've seen is 129, so I would imagine it caps out at like 130%, but that may not be the cap. It's just kind of what I've observed. But just be aware of where you place these things. They do have a tiny bit of a hitbox, so you can't place them immediately next to each other, but you can certainly fit quite a few in a lava pool. So they generate a staggering, this one is almost 3 megawatts, which is nutso land. That's really good stuff. Now, another item I want to show you is the special miner. Yes, we've been waiting for this humongo miner for a while. It's called the Advanced Mining Machine. And it looks like this. So that blue large area, that kind of polygon thing, you put that over your veins. So you just want to try to cover all of them. You see them kind of appearing, disappearing as I'm moving the thing around. I believe you can cover all of them with one machine. And in any case, it's just great. It's objectively great. So let's just connect this with a power pole. And the way this works is you see how it works. You can see all of the thingies. They're just getting teleported into the machine. You can adjust the speed of this thing, the gathering speed, if you want to slow it down, and you use less energy by doing so as well, I think. Insufficient power supply. It needs 8 megawatts, 8.5 to gather at this speed. So we're only at 32%. The tech limit here refers to the cargo stack count, which is basically, we're going to see the stacking machine in just a minute. I'm going to put it down on the ground. So that's that reference, and I'll talk about that in just a second. It's one of the upgradable things in the tech. If we look here, not there, the upgrades, and it is here, down here. Now notice this is not connected by a line here. You just need, let's see, you need something. Oh, I think we have it because you need this one and then you can get the one above it. That's how it works. And so this is the logistics station cargo stack count. So what that is when you take a belt, and you can actually take belts straight from this, kind of like a tower, you know, an interstellar tower. You have many output belts, as you see. There are 9 spaces. But with the stack count, you can stack them right from this machine. Now, the other thing that we have is I'm going to build a thingy here, and we're gonna put in a box or 2, and we're going to stack stuff on here, and we're going to stack stuff on here. I'm going to put this a little bit further ahead. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So now this is a thing that you're going to use. The stacker is the thing that you're going to use when you need to have multiple belts of an item across the landscape. Okay, this is called the automatic piler. I like that it's like putting stuff in piles. I'm highly amused by this. So let's take off these bits, and we'll put in these pilers. I kind of wish they slotted over the belts like the painters do, but they don't, so we don't have a choice with this, really. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the miner here. I'll just turn it down to 100%, and that'll give us enough energy to run these things. So there we go. All right, so let's see. If I have enough stuff, let's see. We have a lot of these optical grading crystals, so I'm going to put those in. Now, what you get with this situation here is you get stuff stacked on stuff. If you see there's a tiny, let's see, are we having tiny lines? Hello? Did I put them the wrong way? I put them the wrong way around. Jeez. Okay. I think that unstacks them. You have to put them the right way around. Basically, the low side where you want the stack to enter, and the high side as in like, oh, it's making a big stack to go out. So that's what we need here. And I'm going to pick up these items off the end of this belt here, and you notice they get slightly taller, and you can see them have this very slight line. You can see them 1, 2, 3. It's very hard to see. I kind of wish they made it more obvious. But what happens with this thing is so basically after this stacker, they have 2. You can see 1, 2. If we make this belt slower, like go down a level or 2, they should go to 4. So I'm going to start picking up a couple. We'll see if we get more on here. Oh yeah, there you go. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. Oopsies. Can I, excuse me? Hello? Okay. You can see that these are slightly shorter. I think they should make it more obvious, honestly, because it's really difficult to see. The max is 4. So that cargo stacking that we were talking about with this thing, it can automatically put out stacked things. So it's basically 4 times the belt capacity of yours, you know, of any belt that you pull out. It's kind of great. Like it's really great, and I hope it'll change the way we do things. It'll save us time by not having to lay multiple belts across the landscape and all the, you know, the bots for that as well. So anyway, the max size is 4, and usually you need to have like slower belts for that to happen, because what happens is if something enters the machine and the other thing after it doesn't enter fast enough, it won't stack. So sometimes in a situation like this, you'll have 3s and 4s. Like if we upgrade this belt to, oh whoops, let's go here and upgrade it. So that's to green belt. Let's see if that's enough. So here you get a variable amount. So we have 4s and 3s. You can see a little bit of a bumpy, like camel humpy thing there. And that's because sometimes, so we're mixing a 1 height stack with 2 height stack here, because this thing basically, effectively, it puts, instead of having 1 per segment, it's 1 every other segment, because we are stacking them too high. I mean, 2 pieces high, basically. So you can see the other belt moving in. That's why I added the other belt there. So, so you kind of need to like smush them together really well. So they'll only stack to what is needed. If they're kind of pushing on each other, it'll stack up. If it's not, it'll just go to a lower stack size, either 2 or 3 or 4, depending on what you have. So that is that part of it. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, thank you so much to Gamera Game for sponsoring this video. And I hope you have amazing, beautiful fun playing with all of these new features. Thank you so very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next time.